Alright. First contact. I don't remember where I got this quest from. It was one of my times when I was just flying through space and someone called me on my thing and it just dropped it into my whatever. I don't know what this is, my journal. I received a message from Paradiso Chief Security Officer Jiro Sugiyama. There's a sensitive matter he wishes to discuss. I should meet him in Paradiso. Okay. Need to also mute my phone. So let's go flying to Paradiso.
Assuming all systems are nominal, we are ready to depart.
Undock.
We're on our own again.
Again, just give me my points. Give me my points. Gotta get away from this Euclid so that I can. Porima is, I guess, the galaxy it's in. Am I headed here? Guess I'm headed there first.
Travis been down. Jumpers.
Oh, I gotta get scanned first.
Hold while we scan your ship.
Having to get scanned all the time is also very annoying.
That's all we need. Enjoy Neon.
It's like, I'm just passing through. I'm not staying. Why do I have to get scanned? I say that, but then, like, that's the whole point of borders. But this is different. Obviously, if I'm flying towards the planet and I'm resisting, like, stop me.
Another jump down. Take that, Dad.
But I'm not. I think I'm just saying this because I have no contraband on my ship. So it's just a time waste that I can't leave to my next destination because they're just assuming I'm a criminal. But it's fine. We've made it to Paradiso. Chief Sugiyama. Just look at that man.
Touchdown imminent.
I'm glad I didn't have to kill him.
Captain Orion, it is pleasant to see you.
Pleasant to see you too, Vasco. Oh, wait. Hello. Mohammed. Is that a Q? Tawfiq? And Viator? Like, I was gonna go over there to see if I can buy some ship parts since mine vanished. But, they might give me a quest. I like that there are so many quests in the game. I don't like that you can't just get them on at your own pace. They're just given to you.
Hello, and welcome back. Mr. Tofik, I am aware that this is your 8th visit to our resort. Your repeat patronage is much appreciated. Is there any assistance I may offer you today?
Actually, a question. Usually, when I come here, the shuttle takes a certain route, showing me the beauty of this world. But this time, our entries seem to take longer, and we pass by a lot more open water. Was there something wrong with our normal flight path? I heard rumors of a ship in orbit.
Please allow me to apologize for this inconvenience. This alternate entry was required due to a meteor shower affecting the usual descent route. Nothing to worry about. To make up for this, allow me to credit your account with a 15% discount on spa amenities. Once again, we are dreadfully sorry.
It's okay, Viator. I know you're programmed to be overly concerned with your service. I just wanted to know why. But thank you for crediting my account anyway.
This is your first time here. Thank you for choosing Paradiso for your vacation destination.
Oh, you're switching to me now.
Hey, I noticed you arriving at port shortly after I did. Something's been bothering me, and I've been dying to ask another guest. They told us there was a very active meteor shower, which is why we had to divert our flight path coming in for our landing. But I haven't seen a single shooting star since I've been here. That's weird, right?
I mean, that is true. It's probably nothing. I would just relax on your vacation and not worry about it.
You're probably right. I've just been feeling stressed as of late, and worrying about something silly like that will only make it worse. I should just relax here and let Paradiso melt away my worries like it always does. Thank you for grounding me. Another beautiful day in Paradiso.
This is your first time here. Thank you for choosing Paradiso for your vacation destination.
Hey,
This
Viator.
is your first time
Never
here.
mind.
Thank you for choosing Paradiso for your vacation destination.
Switch to buy. Oh, you only have resources, not parts. That sucks.
You should. Anything I can help you with?
Oh, no, let me see. Oh, you only have ships.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
I would like parts. If you don't mind. Ooh. They're going to be talking. No?
Hello there.
It's lovely here.
Every day's nice around here, but I think you've caught us at one of the nicest.
Okay. Nothing special about what they have to say. Security officer? Paradiso! Another person? No, it's just another security guard. Hey, I know you. This is an odd thing, but I'm just gonna go behind your guys' desk and stuff. I really gotta just start bringing Vasco with me, so I can rob and loot. Sandareja, as much as I like her, she doesn't like theft. Sam doesn't really like theft all that much either. And neither does Sarah. So now that I think about it, of the 5 companions that I've seen so far, I don't know if there's more. 3 of them don't like it when I steal. Barrett probably would have been okay with it, and Vasco's a robot, so he might be okay with it. I don't actually know.
We've got some of the best private security in the settled systems.
So, do I get a companion that's cool with me being a thief, or not? It's like taking ammo and money. That's primarily what I would steal. Ooh, Nice little thing you got here, buddy. Wrong adapter. Need Cooks Multi with a USB-Z port. Well, I can sit in the chair you're sitting in.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with?
What sort of trouble do you run into at a resort?
Honestly, it's not as exciting as you might think most of the time. More often than not, we're just handling drunk and disorderly conduct. Heck, even pirates leave us alone for the most part. I think it's because some of them actually vacation here. As long as they're not bothering anyone, we've been told not to worry about them.
Is Paradiso Security affiliated with the UC or Freestar Collective?
Neither. We're our own private force. The Paradiso group pays top dollar for top-notch security. And I dare say we're some of the best in the business. We have to be out here on the fringes of the settled systems.
All right, well, I'm here about the distress call you sent.
Ah, yes, of course. I'm glad you came. As you can imagine, we're in a bit of a predicament. Under normal circumstances, we would not enlist outside help in this manner. But this is a matter we can't afford to worry our guests about. As such, we need to handle this discreetly. Failure on your part to do so could have severe consequences. So, before we proceed, can you swear not to discuss this with anyone else unless explicitly directed to do so?
I mean, you're not in the UC or Freestar. How bad could the punishment be?
You're right. We're not. Which means we're not bound by anyone's laws but our own. In other words, it's our system and our rules. Neither the UC nor the Freestar Collective will help you if you get into trouble here.
All right, sounds good. Understood. I swear it. Let me know what you need me to do.
Great. I appreciate it. Not too long ago, a strange and enormous ship appeared in Parima space. It is now locked in orbit around our planet. So far, it doesn't seem to be hostile, but any attempts to communicate with it have been in vain, so we're unsure of the ship's intentions.
Yeah, I think he said that in the distress call. Again, if I could get this on my own, I'm not going to go all the way back to when I first encountered it because I don't remember to get the footage. He did say that there was a ship, and I think I remember seeing one when I first flew through here. I didn't see one when I flew here just now. What kind of ship is it? Any idea who it belongs to?
It bears no discernible markings or allegiances to any manufacturers we're aware of. I'm hoping that doesn't mean we're dealing with some sort of new deep space threat.
They didn't respond to communications?
Not quite. It took some time, but we received a transmission. It was all, pardon the phrasing, it sounded almost alien, like nothing anyone's heard before. Clicks, distorted groans, buzzing, really disturbing sounds. Now, one of our engineers says it could just be some busted comm equipment or incompatible signals, but we're not sure. So far, no one's disembarked from the ship, no landing craft, nothing. We don't have the staff or ships to spare, otherwise we'd dock with it and attempt to board.
This already sounds like a quest I'm going to enjoy, because it's a mystery, and I love mysteries. What do you think we're dealing with?
Can't say for sure. Looks worn, but not cobbled together like a Crimson Fleet junker. Others have been saying it's some new Varun design, a gigantic battleship with hidden armaments preparing for assault, but that doesn't check out either. There's also been talk about non-human sentient life. The comms data we received might support that, but humanity's spread far and wide and no one's ever encountered anything like that. Still, first contact. Could you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Seems like a delicate situation. Go on.
It is. Whatever's going on, we need to approach this with care. First, see if you have more luck communicating with them. If not, you may have to try boarding. Whatever you do, it's important to remember to seek diplomacy with who or whatever's on board. As soon as you have any more information, report to Oliver Campbell. He's the CEO of Paradiso. All formal decisions will need to go through him, and he'll have your pay. Good luck.
Gonna have to deal with a Campbell.
Between you and me, that ship is the most exciting thing that's happened here in ages. See you around.
All right, Campbell. Is Campbell here? Bro, you guys should really close these doors.
Paradiso Security's only here for your safety. Pretend we're not even here.
As large as he's saying this ship is, you'd think you'd be able to see it.
We are here. What will be our next course of action?
Getting into space.
Engines primed.
Wonder if he'll... Wonder if this will, like, unlock a home for me. Like, they'll give me my own room at the resort.
Nothing like hitting orbit.
So far, my only home seems to be... This looks like one of the ships that we saw at NASA. What? Sorry, you're breaking up. Can you try a different channel? Could you repeat that? I think this dude's got dial-up internet. Hello. This is Orion. Is something wrong? Do you need help? Is there something wrong with your communications array? I don't understand you. Can you hear me? I don't think this is working. I'm going to attempt a docking procedure, and we can talk on board. Dock with and enter the ship.
And we're docked.
Docking. That's what ship captains do.
Good day, Captain.
To the cargo bay.
Remain calm. There's no reason to suspect whatever it is hostile.
I agree with the captain. Now is the time for diplomacy.
Agreed. But we must be ready for anything. Now, eyes and ears sharp.
I don't know why the music is still so loud, right? and the effects. I'm going to drop them down to 55. It's like I want the music to play, but it sometimes covers their voices, and their voices are now at 100.
You're human.
No, can't you see? I'm actually a weird, scary monster with tentacles.
Clearly you're not. You're obviously human, but how are you here? We didn't know any others left Earth.
Their first contact with anyone. And you, like that. I hope you realize how staggeringly foolish you look right now.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
Really, Andreja did not like my joke, and I got dislike affinity for her. What the heck? It's fine. What is this ship?
You've come aboard the Earth colony ship Constant. Generations ago, we set forth from the planet Earth with the mission of colonizing a new habitable world in the spirit of our ancestors nearly a millennium ago.
Well, I'm Orion, and I'm here to help. Or, you know what? No, yeah, we'll just say we're here to help.
I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by, well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and the others.
Your communications didn't work. Why is that?
We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible that our technology just isn't compatible with theirs. All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise. It gave me the heebie-jeebies at first.
So this is, when I saw the ship, I was like, this is one of the early ships from NASA. So how did you survive for 200 years?
Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us lived long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the preservation of the human race above all else. Though it would seem that was perhaps a bit presumptuous.
So you know about the people on the surface?
We do. Well, sort of. We saw structures using our surveying equipment. We've also seen the various ships pass us by. Some even seemed to want to communicate, but couldn't. Of course, we had no idea that they were being piloted by other humans.
Well, incredible. 200 years? How did it take you so long to get here? Because obviously the grav thing, as we discovered when we visited NASA, was created and is what caused the destruction of the planet.
Ah, your question confirms one of our recent theories. It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space-bending technology was invented during our long journey. That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. Interesting. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work, and so they made the decision to leave when they did.
So they were launched way before the grav drive happened. Which again makes no sense, maybe? I'd love to know more. Maybe we should get away from this airlock first.
Oh yes, of course. Where are my manners? Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge.
Follow Captain Breckenridge.
Dr. DaCosta, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am, for security purposes.
I do not believe we have need to fear our guest, but I'll allow it if you insist.
We were never trained to address threats coming
Welcome
from
to the
outside
Earth
our
colony
ship.
ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened. So, he gathered the best and brightest he could find, built the Constant, and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time.
The Constant is
If
a
you can believe,
peaceful ship.
entire generations have
Don't
been
change
born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
Okay. So he built his own ship where?
Just stay out of trouble.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
So, here we are. Let's talk.
Speak with Captain Breckenridge.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down.
How long have you been captain?
I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along, instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly.
Yeah, you wouldn't have made it here in the 200 years. How's your crew holding up?
A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that. I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually.
You're all going to die immediately when you get off the ship, because you are not going to be acclimated to all the diseases that exist on these planets. Is it difficult being captain for a colony ship?
Difficult is the wrong word. It can be both challenging at times and also exciting. Our mission was to rebuild humanity on a distant world, believing that we were Earth's last hope. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair, that I am the one to finally oversee our journey's end is truly exhilarating. But with this stumbling block in our path, at this final moment, I fear tough choices will need to be made.
Well, it sounds like you could use some help with your situation.
Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you?
What's wrong with your communications system?
We suspect that our equipment is woefully obsolete compared to whatever you all have now. In all honesty, we never expected to need to communicate with anyone, so our comms aren't particularly robust. That limits our options. We even attempted communicating with lights and sounds, something we saw in an old movie, but I don't believe they picked up on it. If anything, it may have inadvertently alarmed them.
All right. Well, the people in Paradiso want the same. I'll help.
Ah, so they have a name. Paradiso. And it sounds promising that they sent you here to speak with us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us.
Obviously one that favors both of you. It's a big planet. I'm sure there's room. If not, there are so many other planets. Why not just find another planet?
Based on the data our ancestors had when they launched this endeavor, it was determined that this was the perfect planet for us. Even if we had another viable candidate planet, we lack the resources to get there. And as you know, it took us 200 years to get here. Our people have no desire to go back to drifting the stars so their children's children can possibly settle on an inferior planet.
Well, if you had a claim to this planet, how could other settlers settle it?
When we left Earth, there were no claims to planets this far out into space. We had assumed that we were the only ones attempting a generational journey such as this, meaning that there would be no need for a formal claims process. Regardless, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, did manage to file a charter for this planet's first colony to be named New Jamestown. According to his records, no one took it seriously when he filed it, so likely it was either ignored or the records were lost to the ages. Given humanity's lack of interest in colonizing the far reaches of space at the time, it shouldn't have been a problem, but again, here we are now.
And we also find that not to be true, because during that quest when we went to NASA, they wanted to explore the far reaches of space. I'll try, but diplomacy may require compromise.
Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there.
I can tell you already, they're not leaving the planet. Prima 2's huge. Why not just settle on the other side of it, away from the others?
We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future of our people. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely close to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain over this world.
Well, again, that's not going to happen. Okay, but no promises. I'll be able to convince them.
Now, it makes little sense to give up before you try. Thank you, and good luck.
Well, I'm not going to tell them they have to leave the planet. I think you can both share.
I've lived my entire life in the constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Oh, you have a name.
Hey, if you ever want some piloting tips, I'm your chica.
Oh, I can hire you. Yui Garcia. Why can't I talk to you, though?
Hey, so it is true. An actual stranger aboard our ship? Wow.
You don't get many visitors, I take it.
We don't get any. We never expected to meet anyone else traveling the stars. But if you're here, that must mean there are others. Kind of incredible that we never bumped into anyone. Either we took a strange route, or the vastness of space just makes chance encounters unlikely. Maybe some combination of the two. Either way, I'm so relieved to find out that we're not alone out here.
That also makes no sense. How did they encounter no one for 200 years? Well, Ryan, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, geez. Sorry, of course you don't know my name. We never met. I'm Yue. Wow, I never thought this would happen.
Well, good meeting you, Yue. I'll let you get back to what you were doing.
Sure. Well, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
What do you think now that you know there are others out there?
It's incredible. I'm pretty excited to meet new people and ask them all sorts of questions. I wonder about all we've missed this whole time while humanity has advanced around us.
What do you do here on the ship?
Oh, I'm the navigation officer, though I switch between nav and piloting. I'll be honest, the ship pretty much flies itself. Its destination hasn't changed since it launched, and we're here now, so I'm not sure what's next.
If the ship flies itself, why does it need a navigator?
See, the nav system's not perfect. We encounter stuff that our forebears didn't originally count on. Astral bodies, space debris, stuff like that. So sometimes I need to take manual control and get out of tricky situations. Then there was the time I used those unaccounted for anomalies to our advantage. Slingshotted us around a few stars that weren't supposed to be there, saved some fuel, and knocked a few decades off our journey. Pretty incredible stuff.
Okay.
I'll be watching the skies for you.
Never seen a ship like yours before.
I am both shocked and impressed that all of this is still functional.
Waving at us from down there.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't
All right,
mean
UA.
it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Until next time.
Seeing if she had anything new or additional to add.
Hey!
Oh, you're just a colonist. You're just a
Strict rules around here,
colonist.
but they're strict for a reason. Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Boris Breckenridge. Alexander. No, that's her, Diana. Felipe. And Eliza. Jacinda. Matilda. What if I'm right?
Quite a heritage to have brought this ship so far over such a long time. Worthy of the pride these portraits show.
Rupert and Rupert Jr.
We live in exciting times.
She
Oh, I think you're right. Say something.
Yeah! Wait, no. I have no idea what to say. I'm so...
Just stay out of trouble.
someone from
I don't know either. I'm sure there'll be plenty of time for that later.
s-
Guess we'll have to think
Now
of
that we know
something
what's
by then.
out there, things are gonna be.
I don't know where she is, but there's someone with a heavy
We're never
accent.
trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Ooh, some chess. Captain's uniform. I need that because I need to be a captain. Oh. Antique Earth hockey stick. Really? No audio logs? She has no diaries of what she was doing? Oh, she got a lot of toilet paper just for her.
We've got strict rules around
The lives of
They're strict
everyone on board the ship.
Yeah, I know. But aren't you worried about running out of food?
Okay.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change.
I know there was a computer back there. I'm going to go to it, but I want to finish seeing what else we've got here.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships.
Okay. How do I get down there? I'm also just bringing diseases
Other planets are out there that we can live on.
to these people.
I bet there's a million.
Julia Yang. Wonder if she'll give me a magazine for talking to her class. I have to sneeze. Oh man. I managed to mute it in time. Okay.
I'm glad you're not an alien, but that would have been so cool.
So many people out there. I thought we were alone. Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constance chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion.
Could you tell me more about what it means to be chief historian?
If you ask around, people will either tell you my job is absolutely critical to the mission, or I just hang out, read, and watch movies. There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of Chief Historian. Generations ago, it used to be Lawkeeper of Humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as Captain, Engineering Officer, or Cultivation Manager, it's still vital to our mission.
Alright, do you enjoy what you do?
I do. But sometimes it's frustrating to convince some people that my job is important, since it's not directly related to our continued survival. There was a time where I thought my sister was the lucky one, running the hydroponics farm and being responsible for feeding everyone on board. But I grew to like my work, and working with children is nice, especially since I'll never have any of my own.
Aw, sorry if this is too personal, but why can't you have children?
It's okay. I don't mind you asking. I'm actually proud of my choice. It's a great honor to give up one's ability to have a family so that others may. As you can imagine, a population limit is a necessity on board a colony ship. I made my choice long ago to give others the chance to have a larger family should they wish. Though, I suppose I don't need to worry about that now. Maybe it's time to consider it.
Oh, okay, so I thought she had a medical treatment done. She's just meaning she's just choosing to not have children. That's different. Okay. I was like, oh, did they take her uterus out or something? Oh, you were assigned.
Of course. Everyone was assigned their roles here. We don't choose our roles, since there are only so many of us, and every job is critical. Someone has to prove themselves either exceptionally bad at their job or exceptionally good at another in order to be moved. But that rarely happens.
Please tell me there's some kind of goat test. Can you tell me more about the duties of Chief Historian?
I run the educational programs aboard the ship for all the children and any adults who are looking to learn about Earth history. We try to have group sessions some evenings where we read old Earth literature, watch old films, listen to music, and the like. So yes, I hang out with children and watch movies, but it's more involved than that. We historians are charged with keeping Earth culture alive so that we never forget where we came from.
Right, sounds like important work.
Thanks for saying so.
What can you tell me about the Constant?
As Chief Historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know?
Why is the ship called the ECS Constant? Earth Colony Ship Constant.
ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure, so ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land and found it populated when they arrived. As Chief Historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know?
How long have you been traveling?
Well, we launched Tuesday, September 27th, 2140. So, about 190 years now. Would have been longer, but it turns out we have an ace navigator who saved us some time with some tricky maneuvers.
Okay. Who were the original crew of the Constant?
We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars. The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appear to be wrong.
It's okay. I think I know enough now.
You know where to find me if you ever want to know more.
Well, I wanted a magazine.
I hope you'll come back. There's so much to learn.
For talking to your class.
I bet you've been on lots of cool space adventures. Just like in the old movies.
Yeah.
I heard you came from outside the ship.
Julia, can we watch
I bet it was pretty cold out there.
We'll see. We have a lot of movies to get through, but maybe during our next group choice time, if you can convince the other children.
Really? Yeah! Hey everyone, Miss Julia said we could watch it again!
And then maybe we can watch one of the sequels some other time.
Wait, they made more of them? I'm so excited I can plot!
That's what Mr. Abe says sometimes. He's funny.
Yup, he sure is. Anyway, I think you still have some more school work to do.
I could plot. Is that like poop? That's so funny. I could plot.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
Just seeing if anyone here matters to talk to. They all seem like they're just colonists.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
Fully loaded Bloody Mary.
We've had to do our fair share of recycling on the Constant. Not exactly a lot of places to get new goods.
I just checked you and your name was just Colonist. Now you have a name? Daisuke Levitt?
Hi there. Oh.
You're nervous? Don't worry. I don't bite.
I know. I'm fine. It's just that we've never really had visitors, right? Up until recently, we didn't even believe it was possible.
It's really weird. I meet new people all the time.
I'll bet you do. But that makes sense, right? Presumably you're out there traveling the universe in your little ship. But for us, everyone we knew and ever would know is on this ship. This is a new experience for us. I imagine that's hard for you to understand. Anyway, sorry for freezing up before. I just didn't expect our visitor from the outside to stop by and chat with me. I figured, if anything, you'd be with the captain. I'm Daisuke, the ship's provisions manager. I'm not sure what I can offer you, but if I can help, I will. And if not, I'm happy just to talk.
Where do you get supplies if you've never had contact with anyone?
We manage. I know back on Earth, there used to be stores all over the place. Some that even specialize in specific types of goods, if you can imagine. But here, this is it. We have very limited supplies. Most of our stuff is recycled, even the food, in a roundabout way, if you know what I mean. It works out for the most part, because it has to. You'll sense a running theme with that around here.
That's disgusting. So, is this some sort of shop?
Not really. Things don't work that way here. It's not a shop like you hear about in the books and movies, or, where you're probably from. Almost everything is communal or shared in some way, but sometimes people want a little something extra or special for themselves. So when that happens, they come to me. Mostly, I just keep track of the ship's inventory and help ration the supplies so we don't run out. Be seeing you.
But I can't buy anything.
Wow. Hi. I wonder what else is out there.
Engineering?
If the other colonists knew how many times the Constant almost came apart at the seams. Whew. Well, thankfully, I never let it. I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster than light travel and eclipse our poor old ship?
Aerodynamics. We have gravity drive technology. I could talk in depths about the physics of it. Or I could talk in depths about the physics. Is something wrong with this? I could talk in depth about the physics of it at all.
Oh, I've heard of this technology, but always believed it was theoretical in nature. Maybe we can talk about it in more detail later. I'm sure you have more pressing matters to handle. I've waited this long. What's a little longer, eh? Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today.
I mean, I get it. You want to know about what's changed since your ship departed.
Indeed. Thank you for being so kind and indulging me. You must understand how thrilling this news is for someone like me. Someone who suspected this encounter was, in fact, possible.
If your predecessors knew about grav drives, why didn't they wait for it instead of setting out?
Ah, great question. I do not know for sure, but I can venture a guess. All of the reading I've done on the matter suggests that at the time, there was uncertainty that the technology would ever work, or if it did, that it would work at the scale we needed. So, I trust they made the decision to strike out when they did, fully believing it was the only way.
What do you do as chief engineer?
Some may say I'm a master of keeping things together with nothing but duct tape and bubblegum. Well, if we had any gum left. Pretty sure that ran out 100 years ago. When I'm not dealing with catastrophic engine failures, I manage the other engineers. We maintain all the machinery, computers, you name it. We keep the life support on and the ship flying.
With a ship this old, do you have any good heroic engineering stories?
Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here.
Well, you said you had more questions for me?
Yes, so many. Does everyone have their own spaceships like you? Do people only live on naturally habitable planets, or did they learn to terraform? Are we in contact with alien species? I have so many more, but I don't want to take up all your time.
No sentient life so far, as we can tell, but plenty of diverse living creatures.
Disappointing,
I
but
know.
not unexpected. When you showed up, I tried to tell the others about the Fermi paradox. I suggested that the most likely explanation for you was that humanity had developed faster, more advanced technology and had leapfrogged us. Seems I was right.
No terraforming, but there are colonies on inhospitable planets. We just use HAB units and suits.
I'm not surprised. The amount of energy it would take to terraform an entire planet seems improbable. I can assume these types of colonies are strictly for mining and gathering rare resources, since there are nearly limitless habitable planets to choose from out there.
Well, not everyone has ships, but many people do.
I knew it! Incredible! Amazing! Simply amazing! In our ancestors...
What?
afford to build ships. Even this ship was only possible by our families pulling together nearly all of their financial resources.
Well, that's all the questions and answer time I have for now.
Thank you for taking the time to talk with me. I can have a bit of a big personality, I'm told. So let me know if I ever get on your nerves. See you!
No problem. Wait. Oh, because I'm probably going to have an option to I could just kill them.
From the bridge that they've been getting some false positives from.
Wow, I've heard about you, but here you are.
Yeah, I'm not going to kill them.
No problem. I'll handle it.
Unless they turn hostile first, they can share this planet. Right? Like, there's no reason they cannot share the planet. Is there a child in here? That's Beta.
There's so much more to learn about now.
I was looking for that girl's sister, because she said that she works in hydroponics. So that's water. That's the garden. That's the cargo bay.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
And all this just leads back to here. I'm also looking for the security guy, security officer.
Just stay out
Here he
of
is.
trouble.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship, but security will still be watching you closely. I hope you understand, given we have so little experience with people from the outside. It pays to take security seriously, something I understand much better now than in my youth.
Oh, so don't actually say anything. Okay. Yes, Carify. That one goes there as long as I have this one. So all the other ones just need to fit here. You. Messages. Engineering malfunction. Got the situation under control, Captain. Turns out there was a slight misalignment in engine bay 6, causing all the rumbling. We were able to scrounge up some scrap metal and secure it. Luckily, Zuska was small enough to climb in there to weld it in place. Else we would have had to rip up the laboratories to get at it. And I know that wouldn't have sat well with anyone on board. Anyway, job's done. Hey, no more shaking. We didn't find anyone named Zuska when we were in engineering. RE, what to do? I'm out of ideas. The first few ships we saw when we arrived were quick to divert it away from us. This is when they were floating. The one that stopped and seemed to want to communicate with us left after attempts failed. What was her name? Yue? Yue said the signal came through all garbled. It could be whatever language the creatures speak, or it could be an incompatibility with our comm system. Yue isn't sure. Min has no idea. If we still had the landing craft, we could just venture down ourselves. We even tried something called Morse code. That Julia suggested out of an old book. It's basically a message conveyed by flashing our lights on and off at various intervals. But either they aren't able to decode it, or worse, no one's even looking. I could use your counsel, Captain Diana Brackenridge. I believe our best course of action is to remain here and keep waiting. Whoever or whatever they are bound to attempt a docking procedure with us at some point. They may be equally worried. I recommend preparing a select welcoming party. When it occurs, we should be careful but welcoming. You've done a wonderful job briefing the crew and maintaining order. Keep at it. We'll get through this. Mambudi. We couldn't find where he went. He's the doctor? I couldn't find him. Urgent. Message from the captain. Beloved crew of the Constant, first, the excellent news. We have arrived at New Jamestown. Mission our forebears initiated hundreds of years ago is a resounding success. Resounding success. However, with no landing craft, we remain stuck in orbit. The plan was always to dismantle parts of the Constant once we arrived in orbit. Attempt to construct a new landing craft. However, we have also learned that the planet appears inhabited. Before we jump to conclusions, we cannot say with certainty this is alien life. So far, efforts to communicate have not succeeded. Our goal is now to attempt to meet with them and arrange transport, rather than risk undue damage to our current home. Then we can negotiate our rights to the planet. Thank you for remaining calm in these uncertain times, the captain. Aliens? Oh my god, Diana. You never said aliens. Who was Abe? I don't remember. You never said aliens could ever be a possibility. What do we do? I'm hyperventilating over here. They're not hostile, are they? What are we going to do? What do I tell people? They're all asking, and I don't know what to say. A little help, please? Out of strawberries. I just wanted to let you know that we've gone through the last of the freeze-dried strawberries. Some of the crew have been pressuring me to open up the seed vault so Janet can plant more. So Janet. No, she's hydroponics, not the gardener. Hydroponics is water. I was going to say Janet is the girl's sister. Can plant more, but I had to tell them I can't, even if I wanted to. There's a risk we'd lose more than just strawberries. I figure it's worth mentioning just in case people get desperate. Test results. I went over your blood work. Take more vitamin D. Another half a pill a day should be sufficient. That's it. Lorelei. That's all of her messages. Urgent actions? None.
I never had the patience for computer systems.
They don't seem to care. I guess it wasn't red, but they don't seem to care if I hack their stuff.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Okay, where did the doctor go? It's another elevator. Where did I come from? That would help me know where the doctor went. It's engineering. Oh, I'm getting lost in this ship. Yeah, I'm right back to here.
Hey, what do you think people out there eat?
Dresha. I'm lost.
Think all this time we thought we were alone.
Okay,
The
here we
Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Armory.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
I was like, why is it shaking? Because I got stuck between two objects. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. I will always find a way to get stuck and stuff. So that leads to the brig. Living quarters?
I do not envy the lives that have been led in these confined quarters.
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Oh, this Yang. I don't know who lives in this one. Levitz. Abe!
Oh, hi! Hello! You're the alien. The person that came from out there. In space. That we weren't expecting at all. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Can we start this over?
It either runs in the family, unless it's your husband. Are you okay?
I'm fine. I will be. It's just my nerves acting up. This has just gotten everyone so stressed, and since I'm here to help people deal with problems like that, it piles on me. Abe, I'm scared. Abe, what if we can't get down to the surface? Abe, what are we gonna do? And so on and so forth. I've never had to deal with so much anxiety before, and I'm a pretty anxious guy to begin with. Just ask my husband.
Okay, your husband. Got it. Odd, though, that you're both super anxious people. You'd think that there'd be some difference. It's okay. Let's just move on. You really need to chill. No, let's move on.
Yeah. Calming down. Here we go. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm Abe. Levitz. Abe Levitz. I'm the cabin manager here, so if there's anything you need during your stay, I'm happy to accommodate.
No, I don't need to go. Thanks. I'll keep you in mind.
Please do, even if you just want to schmooze.
I don't recognize some of the words you're using. He's the dude that said plots, right? Can you help me out?
Oh, you must mean the Yiddish. It's an old family tradition. The Levitts have been trying to keep it alive for hundreds of years now. See, we didn't think the language would survive if we didn't, so we charged ourselves with preserving it. It's a point of pride for our family, and something I'd like to pass on to others so they don't forget. Like my great-great-great-great-grandmother's latke recipe.
I love latkes. So I don't know Yiddish, so I didn't know plots was Yiddish. A child said it, so I just assumed it was like some kind of weird space slang. But it's an actual real thing. Okay. Can you tell me more about yourself?
Me? Well, there's not much to say. I take care of people here. I live with my husband, Daisuke, no kids. We passed on having a surrogate so others could have larger families. Instead, I get to spend time with everyone and their families here. They call me their bubby because I'm like the grandmother they never had. I may have had something to do with that nickname.
So I'm going to apologize because I don't know the identities of characters. So I just go with physical appearance, which you're not supposed to do.
Take your time.
They don't tell you, obviously. So I don't know the pronouns this person uses. So if I say him, sorry. What do you do as a cabin manager?
Glad you asked. I coordinate cabin maintenance, plan activities, even help settle domestic disputes. It's a demanding job, but in short, I'm here to keep people happy. I try to keep both the kids and adults entertained. Scavenger hunts, sing-alongs, fun little art projects, you name it. We also have regular media nights where a historian, Julia Yang, screens old movies, plays music, and exposes us to other Earth media.
All right. Did people really think I was some sort of alien?
People didn't know what to think. Here we are, minding our own business out in deep space, all alone. Then we hear some sort of garbled transmissions on the radio, real screechy, real inhuman-sounding stuff. Then you show up? People had all sorts of fakakta theories. Aliens, time travelers, you name it. We watch a lot of old movies, so... Anyway, it spooked the bejesus out of us because we were expecting to find nobody.
Oh, that's it. That's all your information.
See you later, I hope.
You two don't share a bed? There's an officer's uniform. Happy Bert! Come on. Because it can't go through my character. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Oh, I'm guessing that's when whichever one of them proposed. Oh, the other letters are on the ground. Okay, I was like, they just didn't put them up. Alright, just generic colonists sitting in the dark.
It's nice to know there are other people out there.
That's me. What can I do for you?
Any idea how much longer until we can get down to the surface?
Well, it's tricky. We've got top people working on it as we speak.
Me.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
I do not envy the lives that have been led in these confined quarters.
Yep, you said that about the first ones.
Wow. Hi.
Look at those. It's odd because they have these old-timey computers, but they also had the captain had one of the modern computers. Ooh, pasta. I love me some pasta. Costa, there you are.
Perhaps there will be opportunities for me to see what wonders the universe holds before I am too old. As I always tell my patients, worry not, for tomorrow may bring happy surprises.
What was life like, living on a colony ship for all these years?
Life on a colony ship has its ups and downs, as you can probably imagine. I tend to look on the bright side of things, however. To the best of our knowledge, we were on a critical mission, saving the human race from extinction. That notion was always with us, and it instilled a sense of pride and duty. Sure, the living quarters could be considered cramped, and we could go nowhere else. But we also had near endless time with friends and loved ones. I suppose as I get on in years, I have learned to appreciate that more than anything.
Why were you one of the ones to come greet me when I first arrived?
I know it must seem strange to you. I am not a captain, nor am I a security guard. But I was brought along for a very specific reason. The captain trusts me to de-escalate situations. Pardon me saying, but we did not know who you were or what your intents were. So, Captain Breckenridge wanted me to come along as a friendly face and keep the conversation amicable. I am glad that you were peaceful, and my role was as limited as it was. Thank you.
What do you do here?
I'm a doctor and a counselor. I assist my wife Lorelei in performing minor medical duties, but I also practice psychology and help maintain our crew's mental health.
And that's it, Doctor. Got it.
It was good talking with you.
So I have not met Lorelei, Janet, or Ruska?
Never seen a ship like yours before.
Maybe we'll meet them at a later date. Let's see what's in the records before we go back to doing the quest.
Don't change that.
Wow, I've heard about you, but here you are.
Man, I could just
wonder what else is out there.
leave Cora here and she'll have a field day. All this old literature. Okay.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
How do I get out of here? Oh, we already went this way.
I've lived my entire life in the constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
Hey! And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
Janet!
Oh. Wow, you're new? Weird. Okay, wasn't expecting this. I guess I should introduce myself? I'm Janet. What's up? You?
See, I want to say this, but I feel like Andraj is not going to like it, and I'm still trying to fill her thing. I'm Orion. I just want to introduce myself to everyone.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, I guess. I could take a break to chat if you want.
What's it like living on a colony ship?
Oh my god, it's terrible. I don't know how my parents did it, knowing they would never, ever get to leave until they died. Every day, you see exactly the same things. The same people do the same job. It's all the same. All the time. Seriously, the only thing that kept me going was knowing that we were the generation who knew we'd finally get the hell out of here. Although now that we're here, nothing seems to be happening. Sometimes I wonder if my sister was the lucky one.
Your sister? I don't think I've met her.
Well, one of them. I do have a sister on board, Julia, but I'm not talking about her. Julia and I were actually triplets with our sister Jen, but the ship ran out of one of her medications and she didn't make it. Sucks, but it is what it is. We only have so many supplies. We couldn't exactly get anything new along the way. Anyway, it happened a long time ago. I don't really feel that she's lucky. I'm just frustrated.
What do you do here?
Certainly not what I want to do.
What do you mean by that? You may need to elaborate.
I mean, I hate this job, and there's really nothing I can do about it. I'm the cultivation manager. Fancy words for farmer and fertilizer collector. I didn't have a choice. Most people don't. You get a job, and that's it. Like, I'm great at what I do, but I would enjoy doing literally anything else. Meanwhile, my sister Julia, she gets to hang out with kids all day and watch movies. The kids I couldn't care less about, but she doesn't even care about Earth culture. Ugh.
Wow. I very much prefer your sister over you.
Bye.
All you do is complain.
Boy, am I glad.
Such a long time to survive on only the foods that can be grown here. I suppose being
So the
a eater was not an option.
The hydroponics is the same as this one. Medical. That's going to be Lorelei, right? The only person I haven't met yet.
What it's like out there beyond our little community.
Yep.
Sometimes difficult choices must be made. We did what we believed we needed to do to keep humanity alive on this ship. Wait, how is it I don't know you? I know everyone on this ship.
I'm a visitor from outside the ship. You're all gonna die from the diseases I brought with me.
Oh my. Yes, of course. Sorry, I was with a difficult patient when the announcement came through. But now I remember. They sent my husband, Mabuti, to greet you. It's quite fortunate that you arrived when you did, for Mabuti's sake. Hopefully you can help resolve our current predicament.
I'm sorry. The way she's saying it, and I'm assuming that's how it's actually pronounced. My booty? For Mabuti's sake, it didn't seem like anything was wrong with him.
There isn't, at least not in the medical sense. Since he was one of the eldest on board, he was ready to volunteer for termination. Thankfully, since you've arrived, that no longer seems necessary.
Termination? You mean...
It means that he was going to volunteer his own life for the sake of the others on this ship, due to limited spaces and supplies. Like the others, his life would then be honored with special distinction and recorded for history. Rarely we had to make difficult choices when no one would volunteer. But Mabuti, he's too generous to let that happen.
So again, this ties into a vault, which supports what Tim Kaine said about how he believed the vaults were tests or experiments to see about space travel. Well, hopefully, the situation no longer calls for that.
I certainly hope so, too. It shouldn't.
It does seem to be resolved, thankfully.
Why did it switch to you?
That is all. Very well.
Can I assume you're the chief medical officer?
Indeed. There aren't many doctors on board. In addition to regular checkups, I perform surgeries, obstetrics, and other medical procedures. I also help train the next generation of doctors. After all, someone must. It's demanding work.
What happens if the population grows too much?
We try our best to avoid that through careful family planning. Rarely we run into situations where things do not go according to plan. And then we must adjust and make difficult decisions concerning our community and resources. We never do anything without careful consideration. But at the end of the day, we need to do what is best for the ship, so as not to put everyone in jeopardy.
She's not saying it, but yes, as she already said, they kill people if the population's too high. What was wrong with Mabuti?
Nothing. Not in the medical sense. As one of the eldest on board, he was ready to volunteer for
termination.
It means that he, like the others, rarely we had...
Oh, that just gives me so I can say the other ones. It's terrible, but I understand it's necessary for the greater good. Yes.
I know you think it's not quite right, but thank you for understanding. With luck, it won't come to it, I hope.
I understand that some kinds of sacrifices must be made for the sake of society, but perhaps not in quite so literal a sense.
And then again, it brings me to her.
Perhaps I can soon retire. That's something people used to do, I hear.
Never mind, already did all of her dialogue. Okay. Mabuti.
Hey there.
They actually keep them in here instead of launching them out into space or something. Okay. Mausoleum Records. We pay our respects to those that came before us on this, our journey to preserve the human race. Okay, this is pretty long. I mean, obviously, it's been 200 years. Should be more than that, I also think, but... a lid? Like can steal that and not get in trouble.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
All right.
Stay out of trouble.
Let's try to get out of here. Can't just fast travel out.
Wow, I've heard about you, but here you are.
This way.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for
Captain.
Yes, did you need something?
We're unlatched. Free and clear.
Oh, bumped into him. Probably just killed a bunch of them, huh? Negotiate with Oliver Campbell. The Servarov?
I vacation here every year. Maybe one day.
They do really need some kind of transportation thing. Like a creature I could ride, or a
I
vehicle.
can see why this location was chosen for a resort. Very nice.
Well, I have to speak to this dude named Dirk. Dirk!
Another lost belonging notification in the system. When am I going to find the time? Oh dear, a guest. Dreadfully sorry you had to hear my complaint. How unprofessional of me. Hello. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
I cannot recall ever having the time, let alone the funds, for a vacation someplace like this.
Dirk has a quest, so I'm not going to talk to Dirk.
Any place could be more perfect.
I guess let's just get this done.
I wish I had booked a stay for longer.
Since everyone's got a quest, I'm not going to go to anyone. Literally, every character in this universe has something for me to do. I like lots of quests. I don't like getting forced into stuff.
During the day, I'm all business. But when work's done, I like to enjoy the resort like everyone else.
Okay, Kevy.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment?
I was going to talk to her, but then I thought she was also going to give me a quest. I kind of do. You have a problem with a ship in orbit, and I'm here to help.
Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board?
Ooh, what do you got? What can you tell me about the board members?
What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical C-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say.
All right, shoot Oliver. What were everyone's thoughts when the ESC Constant showed up?
People were a little freaked out around here, understandably. It looks so different and it's so massive. We honestly thought we were under attack by an unknown entity. But then, nothing happened. It just stayed there. No one could communicate with it. And we've been very careful not to alert the resort guests. The board believed it would be bad for business.
What's it like working for Paradiso?
I can't speak for anyone else, but I've got a pretty high-pressure job working as the executive assistant to the Paradiso board. You can imagine dealing with a team of execs, trying to manage all of their schedules and their other whims. But it pays well, and they give me a nice executive suite at the hotel to live in, so it's not all bad. Free access to all the resort's amenities after work helps too.
Well, I'm ready to go into the boardroom.
Sure. Have fun in the Shark Tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Balom's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront at a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us, and we can circle back around to this.
Y'all done?
We'll make some time for you, but keep it quick, yeah?
If you've heard about us
lucky
elsewhere,
I'm not like the other
chances
board
are
members, blazing
it's
about the
because of
beaches
me.
without a care in the universe.
You operate the resort outside the settled systems, don't you?
Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes. We don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And no one minds because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone.
All right, what can you tell me about Paradismo?
We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal.
Are there really only 3 board members?
No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine.
All right, I understand you're the man I need to talk to about the strange ship in orbit.
I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens!
Why is this problem so urgent to you?
We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene.
Well, let's just get to the matter at hand.
We're being direct then. Good on you. So, what do you know about this dodgy ship I'm hearing all about?
It's a generation ship full of colonists from Earth, here after a 200-year journey.
Well, That's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do.
Well, I'm not choosing her slavery option and your murder option. The other dude's got the right, the only logical one. Why can't they just settle on the other side of the planet?
We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they may come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance.
I mean, I do understand it on his business standpoint, but these are human beings, and you're worried about landscaping. That's absurd.
Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't.
I think my gun does, so probably shut up. Exist. Are you suggesting I destroy the ship?
I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will.
Why do I have to buy the grav drive?
It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You.
Again, I will kill you. I would not feel bad about it. So they can live here, but they'd be indentured servants.
Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff.
Well, why can't we just let some other authority handle this?
We operate outside of the Free Stars only, you see, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it, as I've mentioned. It could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently.
Well, then you're gonna side with me, or else someone else is gonna solve it. I think I've made up my mind.
And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain?
I mean, it's them to settle elsewhere. Hypothetically, we could make a ship like that go away. But if after all this, they continue to insist their claim on the planet predates yours.
They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter is official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave.
I'm not going to make them become slaves, and I'm not killing them.
Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
They deserve a renewed chance to decide their own fates. That is the right thing to do.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
If you are free soon, could we talk?
Yeah.
What are you doing? I will not aid you.
Oh, he's unkillable. That's disappointing. Obviously, it could have increased their tourism if they had people from the original planet. But I don't get that option. It's make them slaves, kill them, or make them leave. That's it.
I believe this outcome will be best. I wasn't looking forward to hosting a bunch of needy colonists.
What's not to love about this? Just doing my part to make sure Paradiso remains a paradise.
It's my pleasure to make sure our guests are happy.
But oh well. If that's the compromise, that's the compromise. I don't have the money, though, for a grav drive.
I have things I wish to discuss with you when you have time.
When I have time, we will discuss your things.
Pre-check complete. We're good.
They can share this planet.
How you doing, Sweet Pea?
Well, I'm okay. But I'd be a lot better if...
Let me guess, you'd be a lot better. We're in orbit.
You...
Why can't I... Why is there no option
well, Dad. So, what do you say?
to get them to share the planet? No, I don't want to lock onto. What do you... I accidentally hit the boost and can't turn it off. No, I don't want to lock onto it, because then when I hit X, it's going to shoot them. I don't want to shoot them. I want to dock with them. There. I want to see if she has anything to say about this.
Seals are good, air pressure good, and we're docked.
Hi. Please disregard. I attempted.
Okay. This way?
We were never trained to address threats coming from outsiders.
Because I don't want the husband guy to die either.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
There you are.
No matter what the future
No,
holds,
not you.
I think I'll always be more comfortable in space.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers. Never seen a ship like yours before. Well, then again,
We didn't believe anyone would be out. Don't forget to
Never mind.
tell us in your travels.
I can't talk to her.
Just because our equipment's old?
Whew. Always a satisfying moment.
Yes. That's how we like it. I'm probably gonna have to grind a lot of money to buy this freaking grav drive. But if it keeps them from killing the old man, no, just set the course. Can you?
Oh, I never get tired of that.
There we go. Am I not just destroying all these planets by constantly jumping?
Board's all green. Successful jump.
There we go. Been here before. This is where I did that bounty quest.
Okay. Hello.
Excuse me.
Oh, I didn't.
Desperate here. This is such a long shot.
I did it, but I didn't save it,
Some
so...
amount of business runs through Hopetown, and from what I understand, most of it is legal.
So I have to redo it. I think I didn't save it because I didn't want to have to kill the guy.
Keep an eye on your valuables. You can't protect your own.
I have never liked Hopetech ships, though I suppose that is hardly the point of them.
Where am I going?
I would like a chance to talk to you, if you are able.
Oh, hello. Someone worth paying attention to.
Yes.
We could save valuable weight if we got rid of the pilot seat. Maybe an ottoman?
I hear you're an expert with grav drives and other ship parts. I need to ask you for a favor.
Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time.
Oliver Campbell sent me. I'm here about a grav drive for an old colony ship.
Oh, you should have just said that. Of course I can help you. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape too. Parts not cheap though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor and it's yours.
It's cheaper than I thought it was going to be. Maybe we can find a way to lower that price a bit?
It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are.
You've had that old part for how long, and no one has yet offered to buy it?
True. keep telling myself I'm holding on to it for the right time. Perhaps this is that right time.
I'm sure we can work something out.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh my god, it gave me a 2 instead of a 1. Which means I'm going to instantly fail this, because you can't go over, right? That's what I like to hear.
I'll get ahead of
That's
this.
so stupid.
You know, I have to make a living too.
If you can't, it should allow me to go over. Over persuasion is good. Good. I was going to say great. Is good.
Oh no. Sure. Oh. Oliver sent a courier, so grab them. Pot's not cheap though. It's a pretty big ass.
It sounded like you said that's a pretty big ass. Okay.
True.
Let's fail one.
Hold on.
Oh!
I never said that was my final offer. Tell you what.
Oh, you can go over.
Sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the pot for free, I won't charge you for the work.
You know what? Deal.
You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
And he gives me a manual. Okay. Yeah, that's a better outcome. I don't have to enslave the people. Don't have to kill the people. Break my ankles. You're not a very good security guard. Cause I'm walking through here with a gun. See what I mean? That was a sword that I pulled out, but the point remained the same, that he didn't care.
We'd be dust, except for the factory.
Where's the door? Oh, because it's... the air quality is so bad here, I thought that was a window.
Always something going on around.
Alright.
Captain Orion, hello.
Time to push some G's.
Okay. It only cost me 25 grand. But I'm hopefully saving all these lives.
Apogee complete. We're in orbit.
So to jump to volley first.
You know my great-grandpappy made that drone, right?
God dang it.
Collective, please maintain your current course while we scan your ship. Alright, we're done. Have a good time in Neon.
I'm not going to Neon.
Wow, look at that. A whole new set of stars.
Speeding up towards it. There we are. Okay, it told me to go straight to Amon.
Docking complete.
But I feel like I should talk to the captain first.
Can we speak for a moment?
How can I be of service?
In a bit. I'm hearing you, Andraja. Well, I want to get this quest done
Now that
first.
we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out. The Constant
Is a peaceful ship? Sounds like a piece of shit.
Just stay out of
when you're running.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our
And both of those are true.
Piloting the old Constant has been fun. Get you around.
No, you need dialogue. I'm about to force her people to go somewhere else, and she won't even talk to me about it.
Keeping a 200-year-old ship running is no easy task. People always appreciate a good engineer, whether they know it or not.
I'm supposed to prep the ship for the grav drive?
What grav drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work?
Okay, how did they inform him? Did they send people up here? Oh, yeah, because they're installing. Yeah, they're installing it. Well, no, I'm installing it, because if I'm doing it, you need my help?
Yes, of course I need your help. My team needs to stay on top of their daily maintenance, and I need to make my own preparations for this gravity drive you brought us. Your help is going to be vital to this procedure, and have no worries, it'll be easy. I'll guide you through the process.
Sorry, did you say something about explosions? They gave me a manual, and I didn't read it.
Oh, don't worry about that. Just a little engineering humor. We've kept this ship going with minimal incidents this long. I'm not about to let anything happen to it now. But, to be clear, what we're doing is very dangerous, and we should be prepared for anything.
Ready as can be.
Great, great, great! There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it!
No, I only heard the second one. Oh, it literally has nothing in it. No.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to make do with inelegant solutions to complex technical problems.
About the grav drive retrofit?
Something wrong?
I need a reminder of what I need to do.
There are 3 things we need to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
Okay.
So long!
So what I do first is turbo to auxiliary. No, this is the magnetic flange. Alpha. Dang it! None of these are turbo to auxiliary. I only memorized those 2 words.
People always appreciate something. There are 3 things we need to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Careful not to touch anything on your way out.
That's not an option. Oh, what system would you like to divert power from? Okay, that would be the turbo. He doesn't tell me which turbo pump. Bro, you're talking way too quickly and saying long words that I'm not registering any of it.
Something wrong?
Yes, one more time.
There are 3 things we need to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
Bro, slow down.
Something wrong?
Yes. These are long
There are 3 things
words
we need to do.
with multiple options.
Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
The auxiliary module what? Assembly?
Something
What
wrong?
you said?
There are 3 things we need to
Yes,
do.
okay, those
Reroute
part.
the power from the port turbo pump
Port to
the
cryo
plasma
radiator.
runoff in-
That to 5.
Decouple the magnetic-
Okay. Gosh.
Good luck out there.
I wonder what else is out there.
I'm trying to save your lives and you're making this complicated. Turn off the port. Powering it to radiator auxiliary. Done.
Wow. Hi.
Yes. Runoff. 5%. That's the easy one. Got it.
I've spent my entire life in a constant.
D. Which system would you like to adjust? We're taking off the magnetic flange. Is this going to have multiple options? Because I see multiple things on here. Was it the flange? All I wrote down was magnetic.
I'm not sure how else to live.
Where did you go?
I can't tell you. Something. There's still something.
Yes.
Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
So it was the flange.
Careful not to touch anything on your way out.
So magnetic flange. Decouple. From which component? This one.
Looks like everything is good to go on both your end and mine. Can you go inform the captain while they're finishing the installation? Thanks.
That was freaking... He just talked quickly and just kept saying gibberish to me.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting.
Because it's different for every playthrough. So, obviously...
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take
Get up, Captain.
Now that you're here, I can finally give my crew a chance at a new life.
Well, the grav drive is installed. You should be all set now.
Well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you. The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done.
I thought she was like, no, we have to settle on this planet. But now she's totally just okay with it. Where will you go?
We don't yet know, but we did receive a star map from the Paradiso engineers. I suppose we'll just chart a course for other suitable habitable worlds until we find one that matches the quality of Paradiso. Porimatu here.
You know what? Not a problem. Glad it worked out.
Without you, we'd most likely be stuck. But you went above and beyond. I'll make sure people tell tales of your generosity for as long as our society lives. I don't know if we can ever fully repay you. Thank you again.
Thanks! Oh, plus I got a new ship. Oh no, never mind, that's a different ship. I'm glad she just gave me a bunch of old Earth junk. Wow.
Just stay out of trouble.
Just kidding. There's nobody.
All right, Yue.
So, what? Now what? Where will you go?
Goodness, I'm not sure yet. We'll need to study our new star map. Then, well, I suppose we'll venture forth and try to find the perfect new home for us. It may take some time, but I'm confident we'll find something. And when we do, we'll find a shuttle to take us planetside. Thanks again for your help.
You're not gonna freaking kill the dude, right?
My crew may not realize it now, but we will be much happier with a home of our own.
Why do you need to find a new home instead of just assimilating into modern society?
That's a good question, but I firmly believe that establishing our own home is what our ancestors would want for us. I think that we will assimilate to some degree, particularly when it comes to trade and exchange of ideas. However, we've fared by ourselves for so long, it would be unreasonable for our people to give up our own sovereignty in favor of a completely different society's rules and expectations. It may seem like it's about me maintaining control, but it's more about avoiding massive culture shock. We'll get there, but we'll need to ease into it so future generations can reap the benefits.
No, it's mainly about, are you going to kill the old man? That's all I'm caring about right now. How's your crew holding up?
Understandably, some are disappointed that we gave up our home, but I think I've managed to convince them that this will be best in the long term. I have no doubt that even if it takes more time, we will manage to find something even better. And it's important to remember we're still way ahead of our original schedule. Everything will be fine. Safe travels to you.
I guess I'm just gonna assume.
I wasn't looking forward to working my way out of. Take care of yourself out there, eh?
Did you not always take the ship's security so seriously? Because after I talked to him, it kind of just kicked me out of his dialogue. I didn't know he had dialogue.
It may surprise you to learn that I didn't. See, in my teenage years, I was quite rebellious. I stole a keycard and used it to get into the reactor. My shenanigans almost led to a total reactor meltdown. Normally, the punishment for such an act would be ejection from the ship. But my parents pleaded with Diana's father, the captain at the time, for leniency. He agreed. After I served time in the brig, he assigned me a job with the security team. I took the lesson to heart and have been taking my job seriously ever since.
I don't understand why they'd trust you with such an important job after that.
Sometimes I wonder the same. But it also served as a great reminder that it is important for there to be rules for everyone's safety. And also, sometimes a little leniency is an opportunity to learn and grow. They must have seen some potential in me at the time, and I am thankful they did.
After they launched your parents into space? Oh, what's it like running security on a colony ship?
I don't have much basis for comparison. People tend to stay in line, but when they don't, I imagine it can be more challenging than out there. We only have a small brig, so in the few cases where there was widespread disorder, we needed to improvise. I'm told that has only happened once in our entire history. There was a brief revolt under Captain Breckenridge II when he amended the rationing laws. Prisoners were confined to their quarters. After the trial, the leader of the mutiny was exiled to space. We take security threats very seriously, for obvious reasons.
So they launched a dude into space when he was breaking the rules. Got it. What were people thinking when I boarded the ship?
We had time to prepare ourselves since we arrived in orbit around this planet. We knew there was life, and the predominant theory was that it was human life. When you approached, we needed to be careful. Both because you presented a potential threat, but also potential salvation. Plans were in place to deal with both scenarios, and luckily, cooler heads prevailed.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. I need to go check on the dude and make sure they're not going to launch him into space. Now that they have a grav drive, they can travel fast enough. What did I do?
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before.
That was hostile dialogue, like I broke the rules.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Like, that's making it seem like I broke the rules, but I didn't. I mean, I hacked her terminal in front of them, but no one cared.
There's so much more to learn about now.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Will there be animals there? Maybe.
We're so close to finding our new home.
Security records? No.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
I don't remember how I
We know there are other people out there.
got there.
We need to be more prepared for trouble than ever.
Oh, well, he's in his quarters.
Now that we
Maybe
know what's out there.
maybe if I find him.
Great. How many more days? Months?
I know we will find a new home. We must, for the sake of our people.
Your wife said you had volunteered for termination? Why did you do that?
Back when resources were concerned, it was a necessity for our continued survival. The old make way for the young. That's how it had always been. Our daughter is now pregnant with her second child, and the constant was at capacity. It seemed only fitting that the oldest of our family make way for the youngest. But now, there is no need for that anymore. And so, I get to live out the remainder of my days. As you can imagine, Lorelei is much happier now.
Okay, he doesn't have to do it. Nice. Sounds foolish? No, it was honorable. Yeah, dude, it was generous, and you are.
I am.
Yeah.
But I would have gone through with it if need be. It is the way I was raised to be, to make sacrifices so that others may live on. There used to be an elderly couple on board. They had no children, so their family name was to die with them. I convinced Lorelei that we should take it on in their honor, which is why we are now the DeCostas. My brother will continue our family legacy.
Okay.
Be well on your journey.
So we're done now, right? We saved the people. No, wait, not that one. We saved the people.